service announcement for all the faint-hearted. You might want to dip before the jerks get started. If you like frank conversation, then pull up a seat. If you like the unexpected, then you're in for a treat. But you're not a captive, there's no ransom to pay. You can just hit the X if you don't want to play. Don't like what we do, then you can hit the X. Don't like what we say, you can hit the X. Don't wanna join the crew, you can hit the X. You don't have to stay, you can hit the X. This is not a hostage situation, you can hit the X. This is not a hostage situation, you can hit the X. This is not a hostage situation. This is not a hostage situation. This is not a hostage situation.
You're embarrassing yourself. Go to bed.
Hello, darlings.
Hello, darlings. We got the we with us tonight, y'all.
Hey,
We do.
everybody.
We have, because against all our plans of what we were going to talk about, it's now going to be dragging Tiffany.
Woo!
I had prepped so much stuff for the next live that I've spent ages on, and we're not going to be using any of it tonight. But I'm not bitter.
Not bitter.
I'm not bitter.
No, not a bit.
Let me just say to our mods, usually I am very much of the come in and I'll talk to you because I enjoy dragging you all over the floor mentality. But given that you were too chicken shit to let me talk in your chat last night, I have no problem with the mods deciding if they want to show you to the door the minute you put your face in here, Tiffany. I'm assuming that you're listening, but you may not be. You could be, sort of lighting up a blunt and trying to decide whether Jill Biden is actually Stacey Slay. I don't know. And frankly, I don't care.
Love you.
Yeah, I am pretty spicy.
You know we're going to have a good show. Okay, Pearl's spicy. So, yeah, what Pearl said, because she's so weak, she might throw out a hip in here. So, mods, if she comes in, show her to the door, since she can't let anybody else talk.
Yeah, she needs to be careful. Is there somebody in the garden, Tiffany? Is it Stacey Slay? It's not Deets. We know that much. Deets is definitely not Stacey Slay. Another person that you spoke a whole lot of bullshit about. Are we going to give people a little idea of who Tiffany is before we get into the...
we probably, most unfortunately, I'm going to say 90% probably know who she is, but we can give a little background.
Yes, we can.
Well, I know most people here know Tiffany in this sector, or she claims she built the sector or the community, which is interesting. Yeah, me and we were talking about that earlier.
We were.
Yeah.
It's amazing how someone can hand build something and yet have nothing to do with it. It's kind of like, what?
How'd that work? But she believes that, she's Summer's godmother, guardian, all that. She's very weird.
It is deeply weird. Can I just say that before we get into anything
Please.
else? That is deeply, deeply weird that you sort of make yourself into this online presence where you portray yourself as the honorary godmother of a missing girl that you have never met and will never meet, even if, and God praise, she comes back home safe. No one will be interested in allowing you around her. Having said that, like you leave the house, who are we kidding here? So why you sort of have to make this whole sort of persona around yourself, this sense of self-importance, but then that sort of infects every aspect of your life, from what I can see. Anybody who has to abuse people who work in service industry is the lowest of the low, as far as I'm concerned. You really do show me who you are when you abuse those people who have to provide services in order to bring their money home. Oh, I was quite interested, actually, that you said that you'd been out working. I thought you were independently wealthy.
Right.
Working. Who's she lying to? What? Working? But her mouth? There's no way that girl goes out and works a 9 to 5. I don't believe it anyway. But anyway, so she, our introduction to Tiffy was, and this was when was this, y'all? When she accused everybody of running a PDF file ring. Was this in October of 2023?
Yep, around that time, yeah. Yeah, it was pretty astonishing. I mean, the basis of it is that she really wanted to go in on two people who we're friends with. I'm not sure whether we even want to mention the names in this. I'll leave that call with we. But it's just that whole. What do you reckon?
I think go on ahead, because she's going to do it anyway. So I think it would be better if everybody
Okay,
understood.
Griffey and Stella, who are two absolutely lovely women, raising their family in very tough circumstances, in a very tough country to be doing anything. And because Benny had got some issue with them, she wanted to throw them into the mix of one of their oddball tinfoil hat screwball conspiracies that she, Benny, and Carl sit around on the phone while lighting up a blunt. Seriously, girl, get a different mix, because the paranoia is off the scale. And she decided that she would drag them. And because we decided to stand with them against this, she just went in on all of us. Now, it surprises me, because I was not ever a watcher of Mystery Angels, not a subscriber,
No.
never was in their Discord, never had a conversation with any of them. I was purely interested in standing by some people who were being dragged. And let me tell you, the danger of what these people were doing, not to put too fine a point on it, Griffey and Stella are a devoted lesbian couple in a country where there is still very dangerous response to them as a couple. We're talking about a country where they have the notion that you can rape somebody straight. So add on top of that, people on the World Wide Web start insinuating that these people have been involved in some sort of nefarious activity involving children. I mean, why not just put a bounty on their head?
Why not? I mean, that's what she was going for. And half the sector, I could name names, but I won't, because we've all been through it. She tried to put it on us, chasing. There were so many people. She was just throwing out names. It's like throwing Jello at the wall, hoping it sticks. Nothing stuck.
Well, I'm going to come back round to it, that Tiffany uses, it's not just a matter of gossip and drama, because we know that's the sector that she comes from. She actually uses two concepts of propaganda to damage people. And I'm going to come back to that when I show this video that I've made later. But they are the big lie and flooding the zone.
Yeah.
And that's what she does.
That's
And
exactly what she does.
it's a deliberate technique that she uses, and it's incredibly damaging. And one of these days, somebody's going to end up seriously damaged by it, possibly physically, possibly harming themselves. But unfortunately, it won't be the person with the porcelain pelvis, because she'll be safely ensconced in her house, not showing a hair of her head, or indeed the hair of somebody else's head that she's got woven into hers. I've got no time for you, Tiffany, and I've not even started yet.
Yeah, she has. She ain't even started. I promise you. And to go off what Pearl just said, the level of lying that Tiffany will do is insane because she put in someone's chat last night that we were in that Chip Lady's Discord. I've never spoke to this lady, don't know her, didn't hear her name until October of 2023.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's the level. Yeah.
Yesterday, she had me as best friends with Trevor Lee. I'm sure Trevor would love to hear that because
What?
Trevor, I give you my full permission, sir, to release every single message between yourself, myself, all of the phone calls, all of the emails. Go for it, sir. Make a whole channel. It'll be great.
Lord, she's just the level of lying she'll do just to try to get people to see things her way. And I don't know what way that is because I have no clue what she's talking about. I don't think she does either. Tiffany, use that head for something other than a wig holder.
That would be nice.
It would, but she won't. So that was our big introduction to that weird chick with the broken pelvis. She really did break her pelvis. Watering flowers. Don't ask me how, but she did. So
She
anyway,
discombobulated it.
discombobulated. Something, I was busy doing other things, but I was catching up. Something happened. Somebody was live. It was Granny, right?
Yeah, I've got a step-by-step in the video, so we might as well sort of show exactly who Tiffany is and then go to that, because otherwise we'll just be repeating the same info.
Sure.
I've very near had a breakdown with Canva today, so for the love of God, let's use it.
Yeah, for real. You got the link coming?
I don't know who's got the Dunkin' Donuts link. That's not my.
It's in the jerk room.
In the what room?
The jerk room.
Oh, okay. Give me a minute. I was waiting on. Okay, I got it.
While we're waiting for that, can I, after our last discussion where we were all called marshmallows and snowflakes, and I said that, yes, I am a marshmallow, and if you get me too heated, I will burn the lips off your face. We have a lovely piece of merchandise for those of you who'd like to join me in being a marshmallow.
I love those. Those are cute.
Chasing ordered hers yesterday.
Did she?
Yep.
I love the other new ones that Eliza did with these images that Pearl made of us. Those are gorgeous too. I just love those.
Y'all really should check out the merch shop. There's some new stuff in there, and it's cool.
Can I also, actually, before we start anything else, I know we'll be coming back to Granny's Watching, but shout out to Granny's Watching. You did a fantastic live that had some really good conversation, some fabulous input from people who actually are dealing with what it means to live in a racist society, and spoke wonderfully without being overly defensive, but also educational and very gracious to everybody around them. It was a really worthwhile live, and it has come down to this because Tiffany has to make everything about Tiffany.
Yeah.
So I'm really sorry, Granny, that that you were dragged into it, and that Tiffany has decided that somehow now you've got a target on your back.
She'll
Tiffany,
be Stacey Slay next.
you are
Watch
just
what I tell
leave
you.
Granny's Watching alone. It was
Well-
nothing to do with her.
Tiffany always goes for the low-hanging fruit. She never goes after a creator. She goes after their subs. She never goes directly at the target she's looking for. So her attempt to go after Chasing and Granny was purely as an attempt to disenfranchise any of us. And that shows you weakness. I'm sorry that you're weak, Tiffany. I'm sorry. But we
I am
see it.
too. It must suck to suck like that, honestly.
Right?
It has to be a horrible, existence. And I'm not even being sarcastic. I'm being dead ass. That has to be a horrible existence. All right. So I got this one pulled up. So I'm going to mute and let this play.
Go fucking 24 roll of paper towels, and I'm like, fucking around, like throw it right in the trunk. It's happened to me like randomly, different times throughout my life. I figure it's fucking paper, right? It grows on fucking trees anyways. But I've never stolen.
I know that's extremely low. I promise you it's not on my end.
Put some earbuds in, it's worth it.
And Peruvian daffodils. Oh my god, you called me up. You're fun. They probably wouldn't even have noticed, but you did the right thing. You went back in. I can't say the same for myself. I've literally like fucking whatever. Like if they don't, the rule is if they don't catch you walking out the door or in the parking lot, they can't do anything about it. Usually.
Let me just start right here. And before the story even begins, we now know that she's a thief. So we now know why she hangs with Molly Golightly. These aren't anything that I'm making up. Molly Golightly literally is on camera stealing. Tiffany is bragging about stealing. Let's move forward.
If it's not over a certain amount, like number one, you can be stealing TVs and shit. Like your face will be on the fucking news. Like I know I try to be really careful because around here you fucking get your picture on Facebook. Like the police will post your fucking picture. Oh my god, it's like terrible. When you get arrested in this town, everybody knows about it. Everybody.
Oh, let me say this right here. I did not edit the video you guys are about to see. I had no time. If you were waiting for me, it honestly would have probably been a month from now. So shout out to the team that edited this and sent it back to me.
Pardon me, Sue. Can you put on closed caption?
War, this shit is dope as hell. I don't want to take credit. I had nothing to do with what y'all about to
Perfect.
But I do want to say this right here, what you're about to hear. You guys saw Tiffany lie and say that I made this up. Tiffany is about to brag. She's about to, the reason you're going to hear this is because she's bragging.
Oh my god, girl, I gotta show you. Well, I need to tell you the story first before I show you the article because you'll think I was full of shit if I didn't tell you the story first. But remind me to tell you when I got arrested. And I'm gonna show you the article they wrote about me in the paper. Oh my god, the only time I ever got arrested over the stupidest shit. I got arrested at Dunkin' Donuts in the drive-thru. It was with me. This was 2 summers ago.
Hold on, drama community. I'm not gonna keep pausing. I just remember what I want to say to all the people who think I'm evil. The reason this needed it to be edited is because I don't go after people's children. We had to take out every time a child name was mentioned, a son's name was mentioned, everything. We even took out police officer's name and everything. And I don't have to do this. This is a crime. I'm a true crime documentarian. I handle true crime cases. This is a crime. Tiffany Marie took an audio recording from a woman without their permission. This is not an audio recording without permission. This is her hitting the voice thing on a fucking social media app, which is legal for me to play. Rail, he knows, we all look up every information. So this is her doing it, and we edited out everything because of my morals, not because I had to. I didn't have to edit out shit.
Oh.
You know, I have heard this video before, but I never did hear the other person on the other end. I never knew who she was talking to.
That's Tiffany talking to a friend. She was leaving voice notes for a friend. And then, as always tends to happen, unfortunately, there was a hiccup in the friendship. And someone had passed along these voice notes. There was a gentleman that Tiffany had many problems with, mainly along the race variety, amongst other things. Strangely enough, that's why there is some cosmic timing of all this. Tiffany thought she was landing a killer blow yesterday. Really, Tiffany? You opened the door. Opened the door to a world of weirdness that we could have done by ourselves. So thank you. We appreciate you for your service.
Thank you, Tiffany.
So this is John Crimes speaking. John Crimes is an editor, amongst other things. He does production work. He has a channel of his own. He's been here for many years. He works for freelance for production companies as well and stuff. And he has a very long history with Tiffany Marie. And he has known who Tiffany has been from jump.
He had a number.
Oh, he knew. And Tiffany did said some of the most vile things about John Crimes' children. That if a woman had said that to another woman, this place would be on fire. And yet somehow it was excused by certain people. So she wonders why this stuff keeps coming up over and over and over again, and that's because she takes no accountability for it. 0. Instead of that, she chooses to paint John Crimes as some sort of abuser.
Of course, I knew it. I knew before you even said it that that's what you were going to.
That's what that long build-up was for.
That's what she always goes for.
Yeah.
She is so predictable. All right, I'm
Yep.
gonna let this play. Thank you for that.
I'd be pretty
rundown.
abusive had somebody said the things about my kid that were said about his. That's for sure.
Right?
Bad.
I can't even remember, but it was so annoying. I actually hurt myself. I don't know if I hurt myself getting into the car with my hands behind my back, because I didn't realize that the seats in the back of the cop car are like fucking hard as a rock, or if I fucking hurt myself like slamming the fucking jail cell door with my, because they wouldn't let me fucking have a phone call. Oh my God. I ended up actually having to go to physical therapy for 7 months. I don't know. It could have been completely unrelated, but like a week after I got arrested, I hurt myself really bad. I was watering flowers outside and I bent down to grab my watering can. I actually rotated my pelvis. Both my SI joints came out of their fucking sockets, and my lower lumbar spine was sprained or strained.
Jane asked what she's smoking. Yes, she's smoking. She's smoking weed right now.
I can't remember.
Jerk members, get those watering cans in the chat.
Yes, this is where that came from. When I tell y'all, she really said she threw out a hip watering flowers. Get out of my, and the entitlement here. I didn't even get a phone call. And like, I didn't realize how hard the cop cars were. I thought that they would have it plushy and, feathered down pillows for me and my bad hips. Wow, Tiffany, you are something else. I don't know. Wow. Okay.
Another little bit of context is that Tiffany has stated herself many times that her father is a police officer.
Oh,
and she didn't know somehow. She had no idea that the back seat in a police car was solid.
She thought it was marshmallow.
I think so. I think she thought they tucked him in. I don't understand, but she found out differently that day.
Oh yeah, thank God. I'm glad it was. Yeah,
Angel, thank you. Thank you for being a member for 8 months. Thank you for your support.
Remember what it was. I had to basically learn how to walk all over again, and it came out of nowhere. They had to pick me up off the floor. I was screaming in pain. I couldn't move. My right leg was locked up behind me. I couldn't move it. Like, I was in such bad spasm for so long. Oh my God, I wanted to fucking sue the fucking shit out of the police department, but no one would take my case. So no one would take my case because I didn't get out of my car.
Actual footage.
Because I wouldn't get out of my car. They said that I basically didn't have a case because the cops tell you to get out of the car, you get out of the car, but I didn't. So I sat in the car for like 20 fucking minutes. I rolled the fucking window.
Chris Madonna, if you ever talk to her and ask her, is this some little small guy fucking with you or did this happen for real? Now you know that she lied to you.
Up on the cop's arm. I was like, well, he grabbed me through my window. Like, he literally grabbed me with both hands. Grabbed me right through my fucking window. And I, just a reflex, went to go shut the window, and it was an accident. All right, I'm going to read you the article. Hold on. Okay, so it says.
So we're clear. I told him a pause, but don't worry, I'm going to play it again uninterrupted. Just so we're clear, she's going to read the police report. She's also going to read the newspaper article, and she's giving her version. These are 3 different versions of it. Also, she rolled up the window on the cop as he's trying to grab her through her fucking car door. But don't worry, Tiffany's going to get way more detail.
The woman is accused of blocking Dunkin' drive-through lane. Police said the woman is facing a disorderly conduct charge after she threw an empty cup at a Dunkin' Donuts worker at the drive-through window and then refused to leave because the worker who had given her a cup would not shake her coffee for her. Okay, remember that. That's what they said. I wouldn't leave because she wouldn't shake my coffee. No, I wouldn't leave because she didn't give me my fucking receipt. She didn't give me the fucking lid to my cup or my straw. And she didn't give me 2 orange juices that I paid for. Yeah, 2 orange juices, the lid, the straw, and my receipt. Okay, she might as well.
Oh, please pause. So her big problem, her big issue was that she had went to Dunkin' Donuts, had ordered, and the police report and the article says that the problem was that she couldn't get her coffee shaken. Tiffany says, no, how dare you? That was not I. No, sir. The problem was I didn't get my receipt. They didn't give me my juices. And I threw an empty cup at them and hurled abuse, by the way, and then refused to cooperate with the police officers. But she did nothing wrong. You know?
She did nothing wrong. There's a reason why we're playing this. We want a good, solid case, so no one is confused, which I don't think anybody is, except them poor hostages over there in her chat with them wrenches, on who Tiffany Marie is. Oh, and there's going to be more, so hang tight.
Okay, officers were called to the shop at 10:35 a.m. Tuesday with reports that a woman.
This is the actual Dunkin' Donuts. This is not some made up thing. This is the actual one. She was arrested.
And had just thrown something back through the window and was refusing to leave. What I did was I tossed the cup that I had to ask for because they wouldn't shake my coffee for me. I had to do it myself. So I asked for a cup. She didn't want to give me a cup. And then she was like, you have to pay for it. So I was like, okay, no problem. So I paid like 39 cents for a plastic cup. I mixed my drink and went to go give her back the fucking cup. And this big Jamaican bitch in the background was like, don't you take that cup back from her.
All right, I just want to pause it because I know y'all way smarter than me. I know everybody's gonna break this down way harder than I did. This is her version. There is a version from the people that's there. There's a version from the police report, and there's a version from the newspaper article. So this is just her version first.
So I tossed it up on the counter and it fucking was lightweight. It was a plastic cup. Dude, there was nothing in it. Nothing. I used it to like mix my own drink. And it bounced off the window counter onto the floor behind the girl. Okay, so finish listening to this. Where was I? Let's see. Just on
Still assault.
Yeah, okay. Said officers arrived to find Tiffany 31 sitting in her car blocking the drive-through lane. Said the officers observed several workers walking in and out of the store in an effort to serve other customers, which they did. They didn't want to fucking give me my shit, and they didn't want to give me my receipt back, and I wasn't fucking moving. I was like, fuck no, you're gonna give me what I paid for because I already paid for my order. I paid for 2 orange juices that I still haven't gotten. I'm not going fucking nowhere. So yes, they brought all the orders out behind me and handed everybody else their shit instead of just giving me my shit so I could drive away.
Tiffany, this is why you're crazy. They gave everybody the orders behind you because after you assaulted someone, they closed the window because they're not going to deal with someone that's unpredictable that just assaulted them. But they still have a business to run. So they left you there at the drive-thru after your assault that you're going to admit to later on and laugh at. I'm going to pause it to show where you admitted it. So they have a business to run. So since you wouldn't move, they didn't want to do anything illegal. They left you at the window, continue with their business until the police arrived to handle you. That is actually normal, Tiffany. What you're mad about is fucking normal. What a business would do.
Hands to the Bible. Hands to the Bible, girlfriend. I would fucking tell you if I was lying. I had it all on my fucking dash cam and my son was recording the whole thing. So this is.
Oh, let's stop right there. For bullshit, Jay, you know, the guy whose son murdered somebody. I told you to stay out of this. You lied. You really wanted some of this. I don't know why you thought I was lying. Bullshit, Jay. You told me no video is this. That's one video she admitted to. She, not me, I didn't bring this up. She said her son is with her and recording the entire time after saying that I lied about it and used this to talk about my fucking daughter.
There's no word of a lie. Where was I? Okay. Let's see. Oh my God, I'm high, so I totally lost my place. Okay, sitting in her car blocking the drive-through lane. He said this. Okay, they were walking out to serve other customers. Workers told the police that had pulled up and placed an order that included coffee and donuts, asking the worker to also shake the coffee for her. God forbid, you don't want a fucking mouthful of sugar at the bottom of your cup, right? The worker instead offered her a cup for an extra 25 cents. No, it was like 39 cents.
Yeah, that 14 cents, and I'm not shaking your shit. You're not a Karen. Oh my God, boy, I don't know why you fuck with me.
25 cents for her to do it herself. The police took the receipts as evidence. Bullshit. I'm glad they did.
Every time I listen to this, I catch something else. It's amazing that she actually said, I can't imagine being a hostage in her Discord, but sitting there just listening to this entitled nut job talk about this like it's something funny and serious when you're just sounding like a whole clown. I mean, I would have had to have told her, bitch, you're stupid. You're crazy. You really did all that.
She went to jail for just because she wanted her coffee, her sugar not at the bottom. This.
Every time I listen to it, I am like, I get a better perspective of the psyche of this weirdo.
She really thinks she's entitled to something. I don't know.
Somebody lied to you, Tiffany. I don't know who in your life lied to you, but they lied to you. And now you're out here. What are you, 40 some years old, and you still believe in your deluded mind that people owe you shit? Nobody owes you nothing, and you're going to find out.
I didn't notice I was in there till now. This was 2 years ago. I never did get my receipt, and they never gave me my receipt either. Just pulled up.
You never got your receipt for the same reason you never drank that coffee, for the same reason you never ate those donuts, because you got fucking arrested.
The window and shook it herself with an extra cup and then threw the cup at the worker, according to the grazing his leg. You would think I fucking shot a bullet through the window. The cup was mostly empty, he said, and there was no threat of injury. But mind you, when they called the police, she told them that I threw a hot coffee at her. Okay, the interaction was captured on video, according to police reports. Yeah, my video.
For the people who disagree with me, did I not say this 3 video? The video the cop saw that arrested her, her son recording that she just admitted to, and here comes the 3rd video Tiffany's about to say.
They didn't have a fucking video. Officers spoke. They're such liars. Oh my god, it's so horrible. Officers spoke with who told them she is a customer there every day and has always had them shave her coffee. She also indicated that she had ordered and paid for an orange juice, not two, because I was buying for not two orange juices, just
You're welcome, Tiffany, for me deleting all the names that you just said. You're welcome.
one. Okay, I know what I fucking ordered, but thanks. And that was not provided. According to a police report, the police said the order was not on the receipt. Well, shit, I wouldn't fucking know because they never gave it to me.
So if you don't know the order was not on the receipt, can't you understand why you never got any orange juices? They gave you your coffee, you threw it at them. At that point, it is assault. The manager's job is to protect their workers. Once you threw that cup at them, that later on in this video you're going to laugh about, and you're going to admit that you didn't give a fuck where that cup hit. It is their job to close that and protect their workers. Tiffany.
Was charged and released on a promise to appear for arraignment in the Division District Court. So this is what happened. I fucking roll up to the speaker and I've got with me. Okay, so it was like 4 or 5 months. Hoopla. So it was like 4 or 5 months. I got arrested July 18th. I go to the phone call. The kids wanted donuts and orange juice. I'm like, all right, no problem. I love them. I would do anything for you.
She was shouting at her cat just there in the middle of it. Did you hear that? Kukla! That was her shouting at the cat that she loves so much, more than gold, more than her whole life. Kukla! And then carries on in her softer voice.
Did she really name her cat like a real kitty cat, a kukula?
Yeah. Well, that's how that version of events came about. Because a kukla is a
a pussycat.
And that's how the terminology of it came around here to mean pussycat. Because the pussycat has been on tour on the YouTube streets, so kukla it is.
I can't stand this weirdo.
He sure as fuck isn't slicing his wrists like M, your daughter.
Just want you guys to remember that she said personal things about my daughter because she said that I lied on her and that this event never occurred when she knew that this event never occurred.
So I'm like, all right. So I grab the stuff in the car. I grab and I ordered a large iced caramel macchiato with 5 sugars, light with milk, with whole milk. So
5 sugars.
And I asked the lady, I was like, do you
5?
Because every time
5 sugars.
I have a fucking inch of sugar sitting at the bottom of the fucking cup. So never had a problem ever before asking them to shake my coffee for me.
Because
So
the bitch is so bitter, she needs a lot of sugar.
She was kidding. And she's like, no, we really can't shake your coffee for you. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, I come here all the time. And then she's like, sorry, man. And I hear this fucking lady yelling in the background. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna pull up to the window. I said, because I have people behind me. So I pull up to the window. I give her my debit card, and I'm like, are you serious? You can't just shake my coffee for me? Like, I told her, I'm like, I'm not a secret shopper. Like, she said it was against corporate rules to shake a layered beverage. So because it was a macchiato, it's got the coffee, the milk, and then the.
I'm not a secret shopper. Can you imagine the day that the screaming banshee comes in and you're like, what is this day? I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Like, I'm not a secret shopper. Like, that is her, though. That's weird shit she does here on this platform, too. She goes to these weird extremes, says the weirdest stuff. I can't stand her. I'm not a secret shopper. Like, I know you probably, God almighty, let this play.
I looked that up, Tiffany. See, I really do true crime. You don't investigate shit. You post material for other people for 6 hours to get your views. You harass family members. You encourage your audience to go and harass family members who are distraught from having a missing fucking grandchild. See, I looked up the information, Tiffany. She was right about the corporate rules at donuts. We're just totally dismissing how you're being a fucking Karen and how if you were a real parent with your son, all you had to do is take your fucking wrist and move that motherfucker 3 times. But because you refuse to do that because you're a crazy demon, let's keep going.
Whipped cream on top, right? So it's hot as fucking balls. It's the middle of July. As smart as my kid. Oh my God. Am I fucking stupid?
Hold on. We don't stop. I want you guys to know that she's cooking for her son and she's high out of her mind. I don't say nothing unless it's facts. She talked about my kid. I knew this information. She's cooking for her son.
Pause.
Lots of burn.
Hey, Kim. Okay, go ahead.
Holy shit, girl. I just had the wrong burner on. I fucking just turned on the wrong burner on my stove. Holy shit, I'm gonna have a fucking grease fire.
This dizzy ding dong bitch, while she's busy running that mouth about shaking, not stirred, I'm not a secret shopper, turns on the wrong eye and about sets her damn house on fire. You foolish girl. I don't know how you have 1 sub. I don't know how people take you seriously. I don't understand it. I feel sorry for y'all over there. Well, no, I don't. At this point, if you don't know who Tiffany Marie is, it's on you. She set her house on fire damn near.
Oh my God, I put the wrong burner on. I cannot deal with my life. I'm so fucking baked. I don't even mean like literally. I mean, my brain is fucking not normal. God, I'm trying to make soup.
Oh, we know.
But then I just noticed that I had my oil on. I made fried chicken last night, and I left the oil here. And in my big, huge thing, my wok or whatever the fuck you call it. What an idiot I am. But then I just fucking looked. Oh my god, I could burn the fucking kitchen down. Okay, so I said to the lady, I'm like, fine. I was like, if you can't shake it,
Be happy, Tiffany. I edited most of that out. That's all I'm gonna say. I know you can't remember and you can't go back and click on this because you rush so fast to delete everything and you like to expose everybody else. But bitch, we keep the files over here.
can you just give me a cup? I'll mix it myself. So she's like, yeah. So then this big Jamaican bitch behind her, she's like, she's gonna have to pay for that. I'm like, okay, no problem. I said it right from jump. I was like, no, I already had this gut feeling like, so I'm like, no problem. Any other day I would have bitched about the cup, like having to pay for it. But don't ask. This day I was like, no problem. I just wanted to shake my fucking coffee, go bring the kids their donuts, and go home. Like I had shit I wanted to do. So she fucking makes me pay for the cup. I pay for the cup, and I mix my drink. Okay, so she kept the lid and the straw in her hand because she took it off from me, right? So it wasn't the girl at the window that was the problem. So it was the woman behind her who was the manager. Her name was Jackie. She's such a fucking bitch.
Tiffany, I thought I typed the name Jackie. After I called to Jackie, Tiffany. You fucking wrong nigga. I thought you said that I made this up, Tiffany. Why did I come out publicly and say I talked to Jackie? But here you're saying the same name, Jackie. We both know her last name. I know where she lives. Oh my god, you fucking the wrong one, bro.
Anyhow, actually, she just had a fucking heart attack. I think it was like a couple months ago. My mom told me. I was like, oh damn, really? And then like a month later, I seen her at McDonald's. I was behind her, and she's fucking ordering out the whole fucking place. I'm like, eat another fucking cheeseburger, bitch.
Did I not come out here last week and say that Tiffany with the manager to die of heart attack? Did I not come out here and say this? Jackie, I know you
did. He did.
Let me know if you still want me to bring you on.
So, anyways, where was I? Okay, so I mixed my fucking thing, right? I go to give her the cup back. Now, mind you, I've got the donuts in the car. Got the donuts. I got half a dozen donuts and 2 orange juices that I was still waiting for. I wasn't even thinking about them at this point. I just was like trying to shake my coffee. I was gonna grab the orange juices and be on my way. And then, so I go to give her back the cup, and the girl behind her, the Jamaican bitch, she's like, "Don't you dare take that cup back from her." I was like, "What?" So I'm like, "This is bullshit." So I took the fuck.
Oh my God. Every time I hear it, I get something new.
Every time. Oldies
I
are
laugh every time. I've heard this so many times, and it makes me laugh every damn time.
And wasn't it the racist undertone of this video that really got her started for yesterday?
Yes.
I think it is why she was very triggered, because I think in the back of her mind, she knew it was going to crop up. And instead of just, taking her licks and moving forward, like the way she was criticizing other people for not doing, when that's exactly what they did, just as was pointed out earlier. Granny did her, I understand what I did was wrong and I am trying to do better. She's not saying that she never did such things.
Right.
And other people have done similarly. But yet Tiffany continues the same behaviors, and she may not be saying overtly racist things, but she does damaging things on a constant basis. You will see them. You just have to be unfortunate enough to watch.
Oh, I hear it all the time out of her. I mean, in this story right here, you could hear it. It's the Jamaican bitch.
Right? Like, I mean, if there was nothing wrong with this whole scenario, if her problem was purely service related, that element should never have mattered to this entire story.
No.
But it's very important to her. Very, very important to her.
It must be mentioned in the eyes of Tiffany. It's because it's important to her, like you said, because she thinks it matters. It doesn't, but to her it does.
The whole way she's talking about the service workers who are preparing her order and doing these things for her, and the way that she just talks about them tells you all you need to know about Tiffany.
So she makes a big dash into Granny. I was at the end of Granny's. Granny was live, for 6 hours yesterday. It's the longest she's ever been live.
Yeah.
And
do you want me to pull up the video?
Yes, go ahead.
I need to share. Bear with me. I think this is only the 3rd time I've attempted to do this, so.
You're good. I'm still sitting here thinking about this big dummy and her Dunkin' Donuts incident. I'll never look at Dunkin' Donuts the same.
And this is I know just to fill in some of the other dots, this is only one of many, many incidents that she has had with multiple different things. About a year to a year and a half ago, she literally was screaming at another creator rather than just, taking the initiative to block them from her chat and move along. She knew that this creator was in some level of distress, had some dependency issues. She told them to go and take more substances, I'll say it that way.
Wow.
That lady was deceased within 24 hours.
Oh my God.
And then she has the audacity since then to bring it up and how sad it was. And people really just don't see the level of vile hatefulness that is within Tiffany Marie. That alone should be a huge moment for people to be like, what are you doing? What are you supporting here?
Wow.
Okay, so I'm going to start this and tell me whether you can hear it or not.
Okay.
You should just be able to hear a little bit of music because I intend to read over it. So
All right.
let's see how we're going.
Okay.
I don't hear anything.
No.
See at the bottom, you have it muted at the bottom of the screen. Nope. When you had your cursor down there, I could see that the mute. See
Yeah.
it right? Okay. There.
There we go.
Now we can hear it.
Hang on a second. I've still not got the screen right now. Why is this so difficult?
You see why I hate Canva? It took me an hour to try to make a thumbnail today. Just whatever.
Right. It's like wizardry for adults. I really need somebody to sit down and do like teach me like I'm 5 class with Canva. Because every
Eliza's
time I look
tried.
at it, I get scared and run away.
Eliza has tried with me literally like I'm 5, and I
Does
just
anybody know how I make the screen bigger?
you can hit on expand. Wait, there you go. There you go.
I did it
Ooh,
for
look
you.
at Pearl.
Okie dokie. Let's get going then. Okay, it all began on Granny's Watching Live titled Too Sensitive or Too Insensitive, the 9th of July 2024. That was yesterday. It was a really enlightening live with some great conversations about racism slurs and the way we decide what will stand up. I'm going too fast. And the way we decide, I'm sorry, I've had a really, really
It's okay.
You're
Take
doing
a deep
great.
breath. Take a deep breath.
I think I'm just going to let it play.
We're all of you right now, Pearl. We have all been there, love.
Thank you,
Jenny,
Jenny.
thank you.
We was on panel and I was in the chat. We was making a point of how if we don't stand up for what's right, people become emboldened to continue to cause harm.
There can be a chosen
Metal Clips, thank
level
you.
of deniability that happens with some people, that they choose to maybe only focus on one topic, flashing back to a whole different thing on purpose, when chasing and some others were named as one of the most despicable things in humanity by a couple of creators.
What?
That had already happened to a group of us prior to that. And do you know how many people said anything about that in this community? Very few. The jerks did, and I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah, I don't even know what's been going on. When I'm down the shore, I don't have access to the internet.
No,
like you
it
guys
happened
do.
a while back. This isn't like this week, but it did happen. It's a whole thing. there were a couple of creators who named people child abusers and P words and all sorts
Oh,
of
I do
things.
remember that.
Wow.
I was that
Um,
was
I
Jason.
I was nominated as an abuser and a groomer because my icon is a cartoon style character,
I remember.
and that meant that I was deliberately trying to entice children, amongst other things. Now, I don't know how many levels of wrong I can tell you there are to that, but if that's what you choose to support, I see you. I saw the people at the time who were happy to support it, and that's great for them. But then it became a bigger problem because bigger creators were named as also being part of that. Those people had become emboldened by not being corrected then and
I
just took
see
it
what
to a
you're
different
getting at.
group of people.
That's
That's
all
exactly
very
what
good.
happens with these words now. They might be just saying the F slur to one person at one time, but it will become a bigger problem when everybody says nothing. That's
Oh no,
why
it
we address it.
it never becomes a problem until it happens to you or somebody you like. I've been saying this for years. People let
Yep.
shit go because it's happening to somebody they dislike or it's happening by somebody they do like. And then until it becomes a personal issue, then it becomes the issue. I can't stand that.
A wild Tiffany defender appears in the chat.
They got to be on
Here we go.
day
If you're
trip.
referring to TM, she never called anyone the P word.
Oh, well, let me remind you.
And of course, because this is a bugbear of mine, that the way that the English language works is that we all understand that things are said without specific words being used. That's why we have the very notion of things being implied and things being inferred, is that we understand that people are saying the thing without saying the thing. There is more than just the word. If you start talking about a whole way of behaving, people know that you mean paedophilia. You don't have to say pedo.
Wait a minute. Granny's in here. She said, larger target on my back. I've gotten several threats. Damn. Elaborate if
Hi,
you can.
darling. I'm sorry, what did you say?
Granny just came in. I was reading her comment. It said, large target on my back. I've gotten several threats.
Right, wow. We stand with Granny's watching.
Mm-hmm.
No messing about.
Absolutely.
Let me go back and click this on, because this is the crux of the matter as to what Tiffany was going on about last night. So we need to hear this bit that's coming up.
Okay.
It actually came up because of something that Wee Frosty was talking about. But it actually slots in quite nicely with the fact that this is more than just words, and also the concept of microaggression, which is somebody immediately started saying in the chat, and I've forgotten the name, which is classic for me, that Tiffany never called anybody a pedo. No, she didn't. She was very careful not to use that word, but she still held alive where all this sort of shady commentary was made by Benny and Jenna and another person, and Tiffany was over it all, wanting information, and she was saying international child groomers. We all knew what she was getting at. She didn't have to use pedo. Let's not fool ourselves here. Just because she didn't use a specific term, it didn't mean that she wasn't out and out stating that a group of people within this sector were involved in nefarious activity that ultimately ended up with children being sexually harmed. So let's not kid ourselves just because she didn't use that word.
What's it say at the bottom? Where did she appear? Oh, in whose chat? Long after Pearl and we have left panel, naturally, a wild Tiffany Marie
Tiffany Marie appears in the chat with her usual cordial and charming manner. Screenshots to follow.
Yeah.
Learn to spell pearl, Tam.
Learn to
Not
spell.
hard.
Full stop. Period.
I think this was my favourite one. I love Josh B. So what happened then? What do you say? And Six Up Media, me and Tang have seen it. And Celine Dijon, which is a great name. TM, it happened. You accuse people of being part of a trafficking ring and a P ring. It's completely true, Celine. You tell no lies.
Yep.
Tiffany Marie fires up live on her backup channel. What a surprise. You do know why she did it on her backup channel.
Oh,
because
yeah.
she was going to play Benny.
Yeah.
And as Benny is a banned user, she would be circumventing and replaying circumvented material. She could have been reported for that.
Yeah.
I figured that out.
The wonderful thing about that, though, is that even though she thinks that that somehow protects her, if that's still her name that is holding that channel, that could still get all
Still
of her
could.
channels
Yep.
removed.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, this live
Oh,
that
that'd be a
she
shame.
did. I'm sorry, Donna, what did you say?
I said that would be a shame if that happened to poor
It would be
Tam.
tragic if people
Wouldn't it?
decided to report that she was playing circumvented material. I believe that that's how Charlotte's Web was lost her channel.
Charlotte on the web, yep.
Charlotte on the
Lots
web,
of people.
yeah.
So it can happen.
Yep, Doug as well. Molly.
Wow. And she was over there playing Benny, what, for 2 hours?
Yeah.
And say how much his commentary was missed, which I find really strange because the last thing that I remember hearing was her saying that she'd been held hostage on the phone by him and he starts to harm himself.
That's what the last thing I remember, because we knew that there would be a fallout between those two dummies. And I remember that her talking to somebody about was it Nicola, somebody that she was held hostage on the phone by Benny.
I think it was Nicolina that she was talking to, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But anyway, this live that she did, I did not listen past the first 10 minutes because I refuse to stay and listen to somebody putting me down when I cannot even reply in the chat. You're a chicken shit for doing that. And it was a classic mix of Tiffany Marie's two favourite propaganda techniques, which are the big lie and flooding the zone, and some additional Tiffany weirdness, but we'll get to that at the end. The big lie is essentially a propaganda device that was most notably used by the Nazis.
That's right.
Lovely company that you keep there, Tiffany, which is that if you tell a big enough lie with enough conviction, people will believe it because their perception will be, this is such a terrible thing that no one would lie about it.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's the thing. When you say all these terrible, terrible things about people being involved in grooming children and children coming to harm, it is such a horrible, big lie. And so it's natural for people to feel disgust, that people think there must be an element of truth in it because you would not lie about something this bad. And that's part of how she gets this to work.
You see this, Pearl? You're in big, big trouble. The comment I pinned or highlighted.
Unless Granny is making you coffee, she has no problems with you, Tiffany. Stop that. Behave.
Tiffany, I know that obviously you decided that you can't handle me. And believe me, you're correct. Leave Granny's watching alone. This is not an issue with Granny's watching. You are pathetic. What you dislike about Granny's watching is how successful she currently is. And you're trying to tap into a little bit of that attention because your channel's going nowhere. Nobody really gives a damn about you at the moment. I, at one point, was debating whether we should even do this, but your lie is so disgusting. I can't let it stand out there without telling people exactly what you're doing. Anyway, the big lie, the lie so big that people think there must be truth to it, because no one would say something so terrible about someone. The other thing is flooding the zone. Now, flooding the zone is a propaganda device that was created by Putin when he was actually part of the Soviet Secret Service. And the idea was that you create so many stories and you put out so much information in your particular section that would be just endless lies of all sorts of magnitude and all sorts of terribleness about people. You flood the zone with so much bullshit that people no longer know what to believe. And it's too difficult to find the truth. They feel so overwhelmed by stories that they don't even want to look to find out what's real and what's not. And they just disengage. And so you're allowed to carry on putting out this bullshit. That is what you're doing. Whether you realize intellectually that these things have names, I don't know. But your whole channel is built on the big lie and flooding the zone. That's all that you do.
Oh, there's another lie for a start.
Let me blow that up.
That was one of Tiffany's key problems with Granny, because Granny had made a comment of saying that she was there for this period of discussion, shall we say, the subject going on. That doesn't mean you were present for every second of it, as Tiffany well knows, but she wanted to nitpick. So what Tiffany did was she replayed a live and constantly referred to the chat that she was playing and said, I don't see Granny in the chat. I don't see Granny in the chat. As if that proves that somehow somebody hadn't watched a thing. Please help.
Because nobody ever watches anything without talking in the chat. Nobody's aware of the situation in the sector without talking in the chat. And so she's so, I've said it before and I will say it again, she's so full of shit that if she was given an enema, you could fold her up and store her in a matchbox.
And burn her lips off.
Who could watch Tiffany Marie live? I can't stand it. If I gotta go review it, I need to hear it at 2 times. That woman talks so slow.
I could just about bear it if we had the transcript and Soup performed it for us. But I really don't want to listen.
She was so mad the other night. I think she threw her pelvis out again. That's why she was so mad.
She
what gets me is the voice. You know, the underworld's own Paris Hilton. I mean, she started copying that voice, obviously, in high school, and the joke's on her because Paris Hilton doesn't do it anymore. And you're stuck with it, sounding like a demonic baby doll. You're the
you're
Kennedy
right.
of internet bullshit.
Her family, Pierce's family, actually outed her and said, this isn't how she talks. This is a performance voice. And Paris, when you hear her talk in her real voice, it's nothing like that. It's that baby voice. And then she wanted to get rid of it and she was stuck with it. So Pearl is right. The joke's on you, Tiffany. Now you're literally stuck with this weird voice. And I don't know why you think it's cute. It's unbearable.
It really is not cute.
Same, Pearl.
This is interesting, Pearl. Why would you ever want to bring this up?
The reason that it was brought up was because we were talking about the fact that your intimidation tactics work with a lot of people. And so you were allowed to victimize 2 people on a very small channel. And then we felt that we had to stand by them. And the fact that you are such a pussy that you won't even use the words that you mean, you dance around it. That's why it was mentioned. Just thought I'd clarify that.
She means you're such a kukala.
Because you actually got my wheel spinning today, and
I will always have your wheel spinning. I haven't even started yet. You really don't understand just how much I don't give a fuck what you think. I have had the men's rights activists of Reddit after me. Your light work. Come for
That's
me.
fair. That's a
I
fact.
started
You have a
thinking,
lot of
this is
work.
so crazy.
So get up
These
off your
are the
high
very
horse.
people who were involved with funneling little kids into a Discord, and you said something on this panel.
What did
We
you
were
say,
inv-
Tiffany? What did you say?
We were involved with funneling little kids into a Discord. Show me your receipts.
Oh yeah,
I
she
know you
must
don't
have
have
a
a
friend.
I know you don't have a single one, but please, I would even be entertained by you trying to create them.
I
I would
would.
like you to show me the evidence of how I was involved with a channel that I never ever watched, that I was never in the chat, that I was never subscribed to, that I never had any contact with the woman who ran it. Meanwhile, you know the woman who owns it now. What are you doing about it?
You spoke to her
I never
on your
even
panel,
heard.
and she told you that she was the one running the panel. What was that dingy woman, Mrs. What? MZ? She told you, and you acted like you didn't hear anything, Tiffany. And I got another question, real quick, and I'll hush for a minute. What is wrong with your mind? You've got a sick, twisted mind. While you're out
She really
here,
does.
yeah, you're out here always asking people these weird questions like this, having these weird conspiracies through your little sick head, but you try to deflect that and put that on other people. Really, that circles back to you. What is
Oh,
wrong
yeah.
with your sick mind? I've got questions. You need to really look into this because you are obsessed with it, and it says something about you and nobody else. It really
It really does. And before we carry on, because you've mentioned that, this thing that you always go on about, that you're sexualized, and that the picture of you as a contortionist is a sort of an act of sexual abuse against you.
Oh
You
my God.
say all this when you yourself have sent pictures out to people and created that situation. Meanwhile, in that live last night, you made some comment about chasing with her dick between her legs. You've made transphobic comments about other creators. You talk about other women's bodies. You said that Six Up should perform a sexual act on Ziggy. There is something wrong with you. You're the person sexualizing people. But no, you always want to play the victim. And frankly, I find it deeply, deeply creepy that you need to talk so much about the sexual abuse of children. What is wrong with you?
It's always a thing with her. She needs to get this checked out. I'm not even being sarcastic or funny. She needs to get
No,
this
I'm
checked
not. I'm being deadly serious. There's something wrong with you.
That shocked me. You said children were harmed?
I didn't say children were harmed. We're going to go over this in a minute. I'm going to replay the actual recording of me speaking, and I've put text on the screen for you, Tiffany, so you can listen and read at the same time. Go back, rewind, play it as many times as you need to get it into your metal skull, and
Words
then
are
maybe
hard.
you'll understand. But let's be honest here, you don't really want to understand because you just want to lie.
That's all.
I'm sorry. Did you not want to tell anybody that? So then we find out now there were children harmed.
There were no children harmed. The mythical children in the mythical Discord suffered no injury.
Really? When? Where?
Nowhere and no time, because these children don't exist. The Discord doesn't exist. This whole conspiracy doesn't exist. You're a liar.
What do you know?
Oh, God.
I know that you know nothing.
Pearl DeVere.
Pearl
If
DeVere.
anything, why didn't you notice what Pearl said? Granny's watching. This is happening on your panel.
Oh, God.
Again, we're going to play exactly what was said on Granny's Watching's channel, and you'll understand that, in fact, nothing of the sort was claimed. Also, I don't know when you decided that chasing was my mom. Much as I adore chasing, chasing bears no responsibility for anything that comes out of my mouth. And you're a ridiculous piece of shit for trying to make chasing responsible for anything that is said about you in her vicinity. You need to get your act together. The way that you tried to insinuate that because he expressed his frustration and said, this sort of behaviour is what gets people stomped, that somehow Chasing's husband was threatening you is utterly ridiculous. And in fact, there's subliminal racism there because you were trying to make out that he was that sort of thug, weren't you,
That's
Tiffany?
right.
We
That's
can see
right.
you. You're not slick.
What children were harmed because
No children. No children were harmed.
of all of that weird shit going on that
The weird shit that never happened outside of your tiny brain.
That's what I was going to say. It's only happening in your head, dummy.
we're calling out so long ago.
You were calling out something that didn't exist. That's lying. That's propaganda. That's bullying of people by trying to destroy their reputation online. And in the case of Griffey and Stella, in the situation where they live, you could have literally been the death of them.
I'm in disbelief. This bitch. I'm in disbelief. This bitch.
So let's go back to my supposed admittance that I knew and/or was involved in the harming of children. And Tiffany was over it all, wanting information, and she was saying international child groomers. We all knew what she was getting at. She didn't have to use pedo. Let's not fool ourselves here. Just because she didn't use a specific term, it didn't mean that she wasn't out and out stating that a group of people within this sector were involved in nefarious activity that ultimately ended up with children being sexually harmed. So let's not kid ourselves just because she didn't use that word. Okay, the point I want to make here is she's trying to say that I'm insinuating children were sexually harmed. No, what I'm telling you is when somebody talks about international child groomers, what do you think is at the end of that grooming?
It's kind of self-explanatory.
It's not
What
dogs.
do you think?
Not dogs. No.
Tiffany, she stating that is the message getting through your thick skull yet. It's ironic that the bone in your skull is so tough and yet the bone in your pelvis is so fragile. Most averagely intelligent people would see that I was referring to you and your awful slander. Are you actually dumb or is it all pure malice?
I'm going to say both.
I vote both as well.
Both is good.
Both. Two
And
things
you
to be true.
continue to lie and lie and lie and lie. Button bitches, do you imagine in any way that that is somehow piercing to our core?
We
I
use
don't
that.
care. Go for it.
We've used it in our thumbnails, button
In
bitches.
Discord, where's your evidence of this non-existent Discord? Little ones in the Discord. Oh, you're so emotive with your use of language. Where
Mhm.
Chip was grooming and role-playing with babes.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
my God.
I've seen her do
Get
this.
some sort of thrill out of this. You are sick.
You are, because I've seen you do this before. There's something wrong with you, Tiffany. Ain't nobody else.
And this I mean with every ounce of my body. You wear a cross on your finger, but your mouth is full of hate and your heart is full of spite. You pray with that mouth. I did genuinely laugh at the way you went into this next sentence after talking about me. You just suddenly, wholly non sequitur, Barbie. What was your mind? I presume that I'm the Canton killer.
Here we
too.
are. It comes full circle. And you know what? It's funny because Benny and I were talking about Turtle Boy and Karen Reed. This goes back to when I was on panel with Benny and we were talking about chasing turtles.
What?
Chasing turtles. Chasing turtles. Chasing turtles. Chasing
You
turtles.
weirdo.
Chasing turtles. Chasing turtles. Chasing turtles.
You dizzy ding dong bitch. Oh my God. Leave the turtles alone.
Wonder if Dolly knows.
I mean this as well. I love you, Kendrick. Don't diss me.
No diss. Have you heard Pearl's Gangster's Paradise? Cornfield Paradise, I'm sorry. Yeah. Wow.
Banger.
Turtles.
Anyway, it's there for people to rewind and go over at their leisure. I particularly made a point of not only showing the little bit from Granny's watching, but also the transcript, so that there's clarity there. Can I tell you how glad I'll be when it comes to the end of July and I no longer have allergy problems?
Oh.
I don't know, Onyx Angel. Which creator was it that was it that has been-
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
Crystal. Yeah. And
Okay.
yes, again, whether you like people or dislike them, their content is their content, but some people always have to take it a million steps past where it should be. And Tiffany is consistently one of those people. It doesn't matter what it's about. She will repeatedly do it. And that's where this community really does have to step up a little bit.
I agree.
There's been a lot, and a lot that has slid by unnoticed, unresolved, undealt with. I don't know. Pick a word, any word. I don't know what more to tell you. The information is all over YouTube by a million different people.
Mhm.
You can pick your creator, that you will find stuff. It's
Well, that's
there.
like I said earlier. At this stage in the game, if they don't know who she is, there's no helping them. I don't think there is anyway. I know some people have been there and left and learned, but at this stage, there shouldn't be any confusion on who Tiffany is.
And
Yeah,
yes, Wendy,
she just says she's a child advocate.
the child advocate that thought it was hilarious to lie about donating $1,500 to a reward fund, all for some sort of internet hilarity between her and a previous friend. And equally then claim at one point she was going to do it, then she didn't. Lied the entire time to not only her subscribers, but her mods as well. Those people that were trusted, apparently, because they all say they didn't know. And unless one of them steps forward and somehow says that she said something, I don't know. AB sure didn't seem to know. And when he did find out, fair play for stepping up, AB. Fair play.
That's when she said, as she did her apology video. That was not apology video. That was, if you don't like it, you can unsubscribe. When people had found out that she didn't donate 15,000 to anything, that was her response to people. She thinks that she's making some type of point. It's embarrassing, actually. And she should have just kept it up because everybody had that video.
Yes. I wanted to just sort of say a final thing that I just ran out of energy and just the whole thing of putting more text on that video. Tiffany, you're a sanctimonious, supercilious, solipsistic, sex abuse obsessed, substance soothed simpleton. You make all these ridiculous allegations. Surely you must have some exceptional receipts, right? You spoke to the current channel owner. I'm sure she'll help you. You could get Interpol, your local police, YouTube. They'll have no problem using my channel details to get me in handcuffs because you've got all this amazing evidence that you collected against me. But we both know it's poisonous performative nonsense. You're not going to do anything because there's nothing to do. You've got nothing but lies, non-existent as your contribution to the Summer Wells investigation. In
Let
fact, if
me
every live you've ever done, every word you've ever spoken disappeared from the internet tomorrow, in fact, disappeared from time and space, not a single thing about the Summer Wells investigation would be different. In fact, the only two things you were ever involved in that might have mattered, you fucked up. The fake check that might have actually contributed to a reward that could have been claimed for information. And the fact that you just let it slide when Chase told you on the phone that he knew that someone was alive and he gave you a place. And you fannied around for 2 days before you even bothered to pass that information on. Seriously, you have done nothing to help Summer Wells's case. All you've done is try to build yourself a reputation, and you certainly have, but not in the way that you think you have.
No.
You are just drama built on the pain and suffering of missing children, and the way that you try to destroy other people and make yourself a victim when you've created an environment around you where nobody trusts you, nobody likes you. The way that you take the stories of people around you and you use it against them the minute that you've fallen out with them, and you create from their pain the most poisonous and disgusting stories to attack them. Regardless of my feelings towards some of your ex-mods, the way that they were treated by you, the things that you did, the way that you took their stories and weaponized them against them and lied, created even worse stories. It's not enough that they suffered the things that they went through. You took their stories and weaponized them. You created narratives around them. And you are just an abusive person. It's no wonder, really, that you're so at home with your woman abusing, drug abusing boyfriend. Oh, no, let me be more specific. The current one, the internet one, because I know you've had a few of them. You catch what you catch with your bait.
Yes, you sure do. Well said, Pearl, because that is Tiffany in a nutshell. That is her. That is it. There is nothing more to her. Nothing good. But you keep on, Tiffany, because we know you will. And I don't know. I just, every time, I think you have slithered away. If there is any type of big drama happening in this sector, you come in a chat and you insert yourself in the weirdest way. You'll never stop. And
Well,
people,
as well as that, Tiffany has literally stated there, as you've heard it multiple times, about how the button bitches or any other person thereof was in this Discord, part of this channel that was attached to an illegal activity with children. I outright asked Tiffany for evidence of her police reports, her police report numbers. In fact, that's all I asked her for
that's what you
yesterday.
asked her. Yeah.
And she was like, "What police reports?" That's funny because you told everybody you had lodged police reports against Benny because you were taking legal action against him. So maybe you filed those reports with the same department. I'm unsure at this point. But for somebody to claim they have such information and then not report it and claim to either care in the most minimal way, never mind being true crime, I don't know what you want of the rest of us if you can support that.
And in fact, I've made this offer several times previously, and I make it again now. If anybody, MZ, Tiffany Marie, even Carl, whatever, if you've got details and I can help you find out whether Chip is alive or not, I will happily do it from this side of the pond. I have no problem doing that whatsoever. But I don't believe that any of you are really interested in finding
No.
out the truth.
No.
You're interested in blackening people's character and trying to destroy them.
That's it.
And I hope you get your reward.
Well, eventually she will.
Thank you, Pollyanna.
Thank
She
you,
says,
Pollyanna.
nobody says it quite like our Pearl. Love you, lady, and the rest of you too, of course. Of course. Thank you, Pollyanna.
I'm seriously off my game today, but nevertheless, I'm certainly in the mood for dragging, even if I'm not at my most eloquent.
I can't tell you're off your game, but I know somebody who is, Tiffany. Thank you, Earth.
Thanks,
5
Earth.
memberships.
Thank you.
So whoever got those, thank Earth. Thank you.
Can we play a video real quick to thank all our new members? We have a bunch.
Yeah. You don't claim to be a woman against domestic violence, then weaponize what you deemed what was chasing being abused. Exactly. But this is what she does. That's her.
Well, she's not just weaponizing domestic abuse there. She's doing that whole sort of covert racism bit. We see you.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Do it.
You're a jerk. You're a jerk. You're a jerk. You're a jerk.
The jerks, the jerks, the merry little jerks, or jerks, the jerks, the merry little jerks, or jerks, the jerks, the jerks, the merry little jerks, or jerks.
I hope that plays in Tiffany's mind on loop tonight.
Hors d'oeuvres for everyone.
Whoa, something happened.
Roboting, darling.
Roboting, Eliza. I do. I hope that plays in her head on loop for the next 20 years. Susan singing the jerks, the merry little jerks. Girl, you get everything you deserve.
Seriously, though, we do stand with Granny's watching. Just leave her alone. She's done nothing to you. She was a venue. You're trying to make it about her because you just feel that's the target that will get you the most attention because Granny's got the numbers. The reason that Granny is getting the numbers is because of some of the excellent live that she's done. I really do urge you to go back and watch some of that live, not for anything that you've heard here tonight, but for the really sort of excellent discussion that was had. And OJ London Girl came up and talked about her experience as a woman of colour living in the UK.
I liked her.
About microaggressions and about not seeing colour. And it was a really useful conversation. And I hate the fact that it's been overshadowed. And Granny's Watching does some excellent work out there. And it comes down to this bullshit because everything has to be about Tiffany Marie.
Always. That live yesterday had absolutely nothing to do with Tiffany Marie. But here she comes. And this is what she does. She does see Granny's numbers. And I think that's what you would call sub picking. She thinks she's, slick about it, but she's not.
And it's also where I can hold my hands up very proudly in one way and shamefully in another. Proudly, because I know what I said was correct about Benny and Tiffany Marie. I'm sorry that upsets Tiffany, but it is what it is.
I didn't hear any of that live. So what did you say about them?
Oh, it was a fair bit, but and even then, if anybody knows exactly what I have to say, you still have not even heard 1% of the things I have to say about either of those people. The day will come, and Lord knows if Tiffany keeps poking, it'll come sooner than she thinks.
God,
and I love that for her. This is not where we were 3 years ago, where Tiffany had a bigger channel and we were nothing. We were just wandering into a case thinking somehow these people were going to do the most to help find a missing child. That's not where we are now. And I know my voice in particular upset some people, the fact that I can be relentless at times now, because I am sick of watching this community turn a blind eye to the most stupid shit. Do something.
It's
I
true.
agree.
And the way that she twists language, just because it hasn't been done to you yet, doesn't mean that it won't be done to you. And I really want to reiterate something that Chasing said. When somebody says to you, "This is the behaviour that gets you stomped," that is not a threat.
Oh God,
That is
she would.
talking about the way that people's behaviour puts them in danger from physical attack because they rile people up. It's not a personal threat from the person saying that to you. It's a warning that if you don't get yourself under control, you're going to meet the wrong one
You
one
will.
day. It
It will
doesn't mean that he is the wrong one in question. He's
happen.
warning you.
It's a fair warning because Tiffany, I don't know how it hasn't happened to you yet. And I'm assuming that's why you stay in your house most of the time. I would too if I were you. But I'm telling, I don't know how it hasn't happened to you yet. And you feel really safe and comfortable. The internet gives cowards an outlet. And that's exactly what you are. That's all you are. But
Absolutely.
one day you're
And
going to go the wrong way. I'm
well,
telling you.
I think she's already headed that direction, because choosing the method that she did yesterday to go directly after people who hadn't even said the thing, all to get some drama payback. That's all that was about. When Tiffany clearly forgets she has a huge back catalogue of her own epic misdealings. And never mind that excuse for a man she ties herself to.
Right.
So congratulations, you opened the door. You did that. Well
Yeah,
done.
you did. You really did. In playing his content like that, when he is isn't it a permanent ban?
I
For
believe
now?
so.
Well, permanent for now. Yeah. It's a ban. He definitely isn't allowed on here. I just find it interesting that you felt so comfortable doing that. Won't you do it again, dummy? Won't you do it again on that main channel of yours, dummy?
Yeah,
Fire
he's another bullshitter as well. I remember during that live when he said that he knew exactly who I was, and he got my picture, and I lived a mile away, a mile and a half away from Carl. No, you can't even listen to the English language. I said that I lived over an hour and a half away from Carl, traveling time. You're just so full of bullshit. I mean, perhaps this is your bonding language, your love language. Who have you lied about today, darling? What shit have you been up to?
Right? I
imagine.
think that is their commonality, though. Who have you tried to ruin today? Tell me all the things.
I imagine she keeps that Discord very busy. And those poor people and poor hostages in there very busy. I can't imagine being in that Discord and having to listen to her voice notes all day.
What I feel sorry about for them is that they all currently think that they're close to her and that they're untouchable. History tells you that's not true. You're
Right.
not going to be the exception to the rule. Eventually, a time will come when you say or do something, or don't say or don't do something that will upset the Queen, and then there'll be trouble. And whatever you've told her, she will weaponize against you without shame and without concern, because I don't believe that she really understands other people's feelings. In fact, I
No.
think the only time that she feels any real joy in her heart is when she's really saying the most awful things to people and hopefully causing them pain. She gets this almost slowed down, blissed out
Yep. You've
way of
mentioned that.
talking.
Yep.
She really does. She gets like a high off it. There
She
is something
does.
wrong with you, lady. There is something wrong with you.
Yeah. And I wish a real psychologist would listen to her, like really listen, take in her lives and break it down. God, that would make my day,
I was
especially her obsession with the child thing. There is something seriously wrong with that weirdo.
Somebody will someday. It'll probably be in a court document, but that'll be up to them.
Chasing is not the sort of person who would ever use her own difficult situations as an excuse for anything. I mean, you don't have to know her well to know that she's not that type. Nevertheless, Tiffany, you as a human being should have respected the fact that her husband is ill and her daughter has just gone through a very traumatic experience and is still very much in the midst, well, the early stages actually, of recovery. And a better, more decent person would have at least given them some grace for that. But you can't. It's like when you see an open wound, you have to push your thumb into it. Again, you're sick. And there's nothing that you could say about me or to me that I can't fight off, because I seriously mean to make it a job on here to let people understand just exactly how you work, your propaganda techniques, so that people hear the bullshit. The big lie is the worst thing of all for you. You say the most terrible things and people believe them, because why would somebody lie about something so terrible? And that goes for Chasing's husband being abusive, Laura lying about chemotherapy, and on and on and on and on. You are shameless.
You can run on for a long time. Sooner or later, Tiffany, sooner or later, there'll be a day for you. And no, that's not a threat for me, yo weak thing. You want to be victim. That's another thing that's, you love to be a victim. If you can't be the devil himself, you will turn yourself into a victim. You take everything anybody says and you pick it apart. You know, is that a threat? Is that like a threat? You're not a victim, Tiffany.
Well, if she's going to do that as well, then she would need to take an ELP, I'll just name him like that, apart, because before he named most of us as part of this weird conspiracy group, he named Tiffany. So I don't know whether Tiffany was somehow intimidated by that, whether he has
Tiffany
something
in
on
that
her.
weird Discord? Is that what she's hinting at? Were you in there, Tiffany? In that weird Discord you mentioned? Tiffany.
What did you do with the children, Tiffany?
Yeah. What did you do? Tell us
Where
what
are
you
the children, Tiffany?
I'm going to pick this apart, Tiffany.
Where are the babies? Tiffany.
Well, ladies, I hate to, but I'm going to have to exit early tonight because I have an important meeting in the morning. But I'm sure we will be circling back to this by Friday and more.
And now, of course, I'm trying to know what your important meeting is. Oh.
I'll tell you later.
Just a bit.
What is that noise?
Oh, that's not me. Yeah, I was muted.
We've got to get this figured out. Anybody? Well, 6 Up has told us to use what's that other one? What is it? Not StreamYard. What is it, 6 Up, if you're in here? We're going to have to try another streaming service.
I think we're going to have to.
Yeah.
There's some issue, and I genuinely can't figure out what the hell it is.
I can't either. And it's such an annoyance. It is this loud squeak coming through. It doesn't matter who's muted, not muted. It's always happening. If anyone else has this issue, let us know. Well, anyway, I'm going to drop down here for the night. Thank you all for showing up and showing
Have
out.
a good night, Soup.
All right.
Bye, Soup.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, Soup.
Bye, Soup.
Bye.
Good night, darling. Restream, yes.
Yeah, we're going to have to check that out.
Also, while we're talking about receipts, I would love somebody. I'm trying to figure out where the hell noise is coming from. I would love somebody to explain to me where this big fundraiser is that we did for Griffey and Stella to bring them over to the States, because I don't remember there being anything like that. I remember us working to get her hours up, her viewing, so that she could
Show the
monetize.
receipts of that, Tiffany. Make that a whole stream. We'll all watch. Your viewership will go up 100% that day. Please do that.
Yeah, give us all the really firm details. Sort of none of this just talking around the subject. We want some cold, hard receipts.
Don't mention a receipt. You'll get a bouncing cup.
Did the weird sound go away?
Mostly, yes.
Oh no, I still hear it. Okay, I tried something. And I wanted to see if it would work. I can still hear
my
it.
air conditioner.
It's like feedback, like an echo almost.
What sort of marshmallow are you chasing? I agree with you. We're very much the same experience here, raising ours. Chasing did actually buy the marshmallow shirt.
We've got some really cool merch available.
Oh, apparently Granny's Watching had a non-existent fundraiser as well. Oh, the marshmallow shirt, Granny. I'll show you. Hang on a second. Oh. This was the comment that I made when we were talking about Illuminati, and they were saying that you're a snowflake or a marshmallow. And I said, I'm a marshmallow. I'm soft, I'm fluffy, I'm sweet. And if you get me too heated, I will burn the lips off your face. Oh, Granny's had dozens of non-existent fundraisers.
Yeah, I'm muted. I'm still hearing that, whatever it is.
Okay, I was muted and it's still going on. I have no idea. Oh, Deets has had a non-existent GoFundMe as well. Goodness me. I don't know whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. Did I lose sound completely? Or did it go quiet?
No, you have sound. I'm concerned about my sound because I keep getting messages that it might be me that's getting the background noise, but I keep staying muted. So I don't know.
It's a conspiracy. There's a ghost in the machine.
There's something. This is getting ridiculous.
Well, I'm glad that we're paying for this. Seriously, StreamYard, get your act together. Can I have a shout out, though, for Eliza's excellent thumbnail again? Never get tired of the Tiffany with egg on her face. It's just a work of art.
I'm so glad we got to use it again.
I know. Who knows? It might be coming back again. Who can say? I have no idea what has kicked off on YouTube today. I've just been doing other stuff, but I had a very quick look in our Discord before we came live, and it looks like there was whole loads of shit going down. Different people doing lives, different people being outed. Something about Shani and Rev splitting up. What's her face? Gypsy Rose is pregnant. It's just like, what on
Oh, good
earth?
God. There's so much. I haven't been
Crazy.
I haven't been around YouTube except for this morning watching Granny for a little bit. So I got a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, I watched Granny for a little bit, and then I had to turn it off because I was listening too much to that and not listening to what I was editing. And you were too distracting, Granny. So I had to switch you off. But that is actually a compliment. I know it's backhanded, but I did at least leave it running, muted, and I did hit the like. So I don't feel too guilty.
Yeah, the last second I realized, like, oh no, the background video is wrong because I had it set for the live that we postponed. And so I had to hurry into Canva and throw something together quick for a background video that actually went along with what we were talking about today.
I've never been so angry at a migraine before because I did loads of prep work for our last live and then got a migraine.
Well, we'll just move it to Friday. It won't go to waste.
Yeah, we'll just do that Friday. I won't be here Friday, but everything's ready for you guys.
I
I
love
won't
that.
be here either.
Tank is like, yeah, we'll do it Friday. I'll not be here, but go ahead.
Well, they know I've got an event on Saturday, so.
I won't be here either.
Okay.
TJ is going away with her man.
Getting a vacation.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Yes, I am going away.
So it's going to be Bugsy, Earl, myself, and the soup. Maybe some guests. Never know.
I loved it when Pollyanna said about the T-shirt design. So at first she was worried about the fact that we were giving our signatures away, and then she realised that some of us it wasn't our real names, and she never mentioned the soup as if the soup is Soup's real name.
I sent her a package, and you know how I address a package? Because I didn't know, I couldn't remember her last name. I sent the soup.
Soup's mailman must be completely bemused because I had sent gifts for Anna, and because I didn't know the surname, I just put Jerk.
Oh.
Can you imagine the mail person's delivering stuff for the soup and a Jerk?
You're right. He's probably going, who lives here?
Oh, Granny Soup she's a great commentary channel. She's been sort of, since she had COVID, she's been a bit off her game, but she's back with a vengeance. Patreon is out there if you fancy getting extra Soup commentary. And when it comes to reality TV, she's your girl. She really is.
Yep, she knows all the things. Please come on over. You will have a wild time.
Look who's back.
Who just
I've
popped
been
in?
here. I was letting you sort out your
Oh, no,
sound
it's
issue.
double Elizas that just popped up. I'm sorry.
Obviously, for you, a special 2 Elizas for the price of 1.
Did you all see my little cup?
We
It is
did
so
see
cute.
the cup. It was fabulous. Have
It's
you
so
actually got that cup in real
I
life?
want that cup.
Oh,
Not
it's
yet,
cute.
but I'm
Not
going to
yet.
make it a thing. I think I was making an Ewok donut. It became a whole thing, and then I was inspired at that point, and crazy things happened after that. That was one of the results.
I was trying to show this video without our faces there, but I couldn't do it. So it's just a background video. But that one has your cup at the end.
It is very cute, considering that somebody is obsessing apparently day and night about my face, that they just need to know what I look like. I mean, I
It's
love
me.
that I take up so much real estate in that solidified cerebellum of yours. I love that for you.
Which weirdo is this then?
The one we've been chatting about,
Oh,
that
right.
that one. Yeah, she did a whole thing about, why, where do you live? All this thing. And I'm like, what are you doing, you weirdo?
Well, where do Ewoks live, dummy?
Endor, of
Right?
course.
Why is that hard for her?
I thought it was Brexitshire.
Free Luxian for everyone. Yay!
Yeah, I don't understand the sort of button bitch. Well, I do understand the button bitches thing. What she wants to do is have as much information as possible on people, and she can bait you into showing your face, and she'll do reverse image search and try and dig up information that way. Again, you're not slick.
Also, she acts like she came up with button bitches, but she didn't. Evil Abe said it, and she just
That's
stole
right.
it from him.
That's right.
Way 6 months earlier.
Yep. Late as always, Tiffers.
And stealing stuff as always. I mean, the patterns just continue. Your drama craft has followed the same patterns for years, Tiffany. We see it. I'm sorry that you don't, and your subscribers apparently don't, but okay. Love that for you. What are you investigating again?
Well, now we're showing our real pictures, so,
TJ's image does look very much like TJ, apart from obviously she's not black and white.
I'm not like a what?
Yeah, it does look a lot like TJ. It's very similar.
Yes, it does. It's a beautiful picture.
The arched eyebrow side eye is everything.
Yeah, and that's her real look too. The arched eyebrow side eye.
I seriously, the one positive note of when shit went down in the Discord was just seeing TJ in a natural element of going immediately from 0 to 60. It's like, no, I am not having this. The door, my foot, you through the door, no problem.
I was gonna say the one tragedy with TJ's is that it doesn't show off her nails, because TJ always has the best nails.
Yeah, and Stars too. Stars has got beautiful nails.
Stars also always has the best manicures.
Yeah, they're always showing off their nails to each other.
Yeah, we're in competition. We like to show every time we get our nails redone, we have to show them to each other.
They do. They make me laugh all the time showing off their nails. Matter of fact, I felt nail shamed and had to go and paint mine one day because of it and then show them off.
Pearl, did you look in the private chat where you got reprimanded by a 6-year-old a little while ago? She said she said that you said that really bad word.
I am really sorry, Ellie, if you're listening. I did say the bad word, and
She said,
I apologise. And
no, it was funny though,
because it's very, very wrong. I shouldn't have done it, and you shouldn't do it. So please don't. It's bad enough that Eliza had me saying terrible things. I don't want to be to blame for that as well.
It's bad enough Liza taught me to do that.
She doesn't let Eliza and Pearl get by with too much.
Oh no! I asked TJ's granddaughter, "Hey, do you know any bad words?"
Oh yeah, she asked her, and she told her one too.
Oops. Mute, TJ, mute.
I am so glad that she's got this different teacher coming up. Girls, I am really flagging. I don't know what is wrong with me
I
tonight.
think we're all spent.
I am. I'm ready.
So you know what that means, everybody.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night. And we stand with Granny's watching. Leave Granny alone.
Leave Granny alone.
And leave chasing alone too.
Yeah,
Leave
oh, yeah,
everybody alone.
absolutely, absolutely. It's just that I think that chasing like us is sort of a bit more weathered to the storm of bullshit that comes with Tiffany going off on one. And whereas Granny is sort of new to the bullshit stream. So, yes. But yeah, leave chasing alone. And chasing, I'm sending like every positive thought for your daughter's healing. Wounds that look and feel that bad can be such a terrible thing to go through. But honestly, I can say to you that you'd be surprised how much healing can do. And also protein. You've got to, you're building new flesh. You've got to eat more protein.
Good
Yes,
advice.
for sure.
And on that note, we'll say good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.